Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. So Charles Leclerc has taken pole for the Baku Grand Prix, but what on earth happened to Mercedes? Make sure to like the video, and subscribe for more Formula 1 content, but let's jump straight into the news. So let's start by doing a quick overview about what's different for this weekend in Baku, with there being a big change to the sprint weekend format. Now the original format saw qualifying shifted to Friday, and setting the grid for a sprint race on the Saturday, which in turn determined the starting order for the main event on Sunday. But for the upcoming Baku Grand Prix and the other sprint races this season, it's going to be a little different. Basically, Fridays will now have a standard qualifying session to set the grid for Sunday's Grand Prix, while Saturdays will include the continuing 100km race with an additional qualifying session for it called the Sprint Shootout. This is shorter than normal qualifying, while new tyres are mandatory for each phase, with mediums for the first two sessions and softs for the last. Now for me, I'm just intrigued to see how it plays out. I must admit I was happy with how it was, but it's clear the bosses do want there to be more F1 action. It'll be especially interesting to see what happens in Baku, given this is a track where crashes are common given the barriers and high-speed nature of the circuit, and with a cost cap in place, that's not what teams want. But that didn't mean teams weren't pushing, and we saw the likes of Nick De Vries and Pierre Gasly crash out, but Charles Leclerc put in an excellent lap to secure pole for the race. I mean, with the way Red Bull have dominated so far this season, you would have thought they'd get pole, but Leclerc loves his track, and somehow he dragged his Ferrari to pole position, which is very impressive. Speaking about it, he said, "For sure I'm surprised. We came into the weekend thinking it'd be great if we are in front of Mercedes and Aston Martin in qualifying, and in the end we're on pole. I was very happy with the lap. We mustn't forget that our car is probably behind the Red Bull, so it's going to be difficult to keep the lead." Now for me, this shows Leclerc is one of the best qualifiers in F1. I mean, I know this track is one of Leclerc's favourites, but still, if the car isn't good enough, around a track like this, no matter how good you are, pole just isn't happening. So the fact Leclerc is still on pole is very impressive, and I think he could give Red Bull a headache this weekend. But you've got to remember Red Bull are so strong in the race, and honestly I can't see Leclerc holding off Red Bull in the main Grand Prix. But one team that had a really tough time was Mercedes. I mean, the team had shown progress over the last 3 races, and for this race they brought a bunch of new parts. These included a new rear wing end plate and front suspension, but overall it just didn't work for the team, with Lewis Hamilton going 5th quickest and George Russell not even making it out of Q2. And Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff said it was confusing and felt the team was struggling. He added, "It's so tiny the margins behind the top 3, so we've got to do the best out of it. We're losing it in 3 corners. We're pretty matched with Max and Leclerc in the first 2 corners and the end, but in the middle bit the Ferrari is outstanding. I think we've got it in a good window, but generally the car is not stable for the drivers. We didn't put any upgrades on the car that comes for Imola, so we have to do what we can with this package." Now how Mercedes finds speed I don't know. I mean, Hamilton for example was a second off Leclerc in Q3, and he just narrowly beat Fernando Alonso who didn't have any DRS. That would have cost Alonso tenths, and as a result he would have been right up there had it been working. So Mercedes really don't have the speed right now, and as we know the team struggled to find a good setup quickly, so only one practice session this weekend may have contributed to their lack of pace. But do you think the team can bounce back? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.